I'm Dan, and this is Intermediate Lesson 16. You want to tell a new friend what you do on the weekend. Imagine that sometimes you go for a walk in the park, and sometimes you just rent a movie and stay home. You go to the park, or you rent a movie, but it depends on the weather. Sunny days, you go to the park, and rainy days, you stay home. How do you express this in a sentence? In this lesson, we'll take a look at how to talk about what we do in common or predictable situations. A common situation is one that happens often. A predictable situation is one that will likely happen, or one that you are fairly certain will happen. An example of a common situation is on cold days I use my heater. In this lesson, we are practicing using when. So in this common situation, let's start with when. The situation is cold days. So, when it is cold, what do I do on cold days? Yes, I use my heater. Next, let's look at a predictable situation, such as needing some cash. In this predictable situation, I'll use if to start my sentence. So let's begin with, if I need some cash, well, what do you usually do if you need cash? Yes, go to the bank. Now, why don't you try making some sentences on your own? When do you like to have a cold glass of water? Can you think of any conditions that might make you really like a cold glass of water? You might say, when it's a really hot day, I like a cold glass of water. Good. Let's try another example. Let's think of a sport. How about baseball? I'll give you some hints and you try to make a conditional sentence. The batter is up at bat. He misses the ball 3 times. Tell me what the rule is for batters that miss the ball 3 times. If you said, if the batter misses the ball 3 times, he strikes out, then you are correct. One more? Okay, let's take another look at the example that I gave you at the beginning of this lesson. You want to tell your friend what you do on the weekend. Remember, it depends on the weather. But let's try using when in one of the sentences that describes a situation that probably happens and if to give the listener the feeling that something possibly happens. Don't worry too much about the difference between when and if. Just remember that when is used for situations that are likely to happen, and if is used for situations that could happen. Okay, let's think of a couple of sentences. Take a look at the 2 hints and think of 2 sentences. When it's a sunny day, you go to the park. And if it's a rainy day, you rent a movie. If you made these sentences or similar sentences, then you understand how to make conditional sentences to talk about common or predictable situations. Excellent job! Dynamite! Remember to practice this and make some sentences on your own. Soon, you'll be looking at conditional sentences to express your feelings about the future and the past. In the intermediate level, you'll study more conditional sentences in lessons 28 and 29. You might want to take a look at these lessons now. That's it for lesson 16. Good luck and keep studying. Bye-bye.